Hey everybody, today is National Fierce Aging Day. And while this is not a beauty channel, I do thank Nikol Johnson for making an official national holiday, National Fierce Aging Day. And she's devoted like the last 8 years of her beauty-based lifestyle channel, but more her mission has just been to make women more comfortable with aging in a way that is what they want to do, whether it's some people are having surgery, some people are not having surgery, but it's how they can look better and be themselves and different things like that, all different topics. So just thank you, Nicole. It's nice to have a day where people who are a little bit older or middle-aged and older can celebrate sort of just aging the way that they want to age. And I love the fierce aging. um but to talk just a little bit about, I guess it's not just beauty, because I mean aging is not just about the way that we look, it's the way that we feel, it's so many different things. And some of you might know I was on a journey the past couple years to beat an eating disorder. I have lost, and this started last year, so I've lost a little over 60 pounds so far, have a long way to go, but I'm still working on that. And, many of us are working on ourselves in different ways. And it might be, yes, my face has fallen down and I have to pick it back up, or it might just be, wow, I notice as I age, get into middle age and above, my muscles are not wasting, because you won't have sarcopenia yet. But you've probably read and heard and seen the videos all about how, I think it's past age 30 or 40, we start to lose X amount of, percentage of muscle every single year. And this is why I tell people, like walking is not really enough. And I know I shouldn't be preaching, because I'm not necessarily doing it. I did actually put together my rebounder. My rebounder is put together and I need to get on it. So that's that. And walking is good, but walking is not necessarily going to build all the muscle that you needed to build. I would say walking's better than nothing. Walking is definitely better than melting into a couch, because I see too many seniors do that. They melt into the couch or the chair all day, and then they wonder why they can't get up or why they hurt so much. And I get it. It's a bad cycle of, well, I'm in pain and I'm hurting, so I don't want to move. But you have to move. I get it. If you have arthritis and you have problems, you have to move in some way to get that feeling better. It's it's just, I know it's a chicken egg problem. And I see it all too often where a lot of older people in pain stop moving. But then I've seen older people who are in pain and they use all their braces and they have all their, knee things and elbow things and whatever they've got to do to make it through the day. And maybe they got a sport tape and whatever they have to do. Maybe they have some meds or supplements, and they keep moving. And even though they're in pain, their pain would probably be much, much worse if they didn't keep moving. And to me, that's what I see as fierce aging, is you're not just going to settle for the fact that, there are a lot of people out there who will just use the excuse, well, that's just part of aging. Is it? I mean, yes, we decline to some degree, but when you look at other cultures, I mean, look at Okinawa, Japan. Look at people in their 80s and 90s still moving around like they're, like they've been moving their whole lives, because they're moving. They're still moving. They didn't stop moving. They didn't stop doing what they've always done just because they got to a certain age. And I think that's a big problem in America, is that people retire and then some of them will go into activities or stay active. If they've always played golf, if they've always played pickleball, if they've always swam or walked or whatever it is, or maybe they were always a runner. Some people do continue that into their elder years, which is good because it keeps them active. But then there's others, and there's a large percent of others who retire and just go, oh, I'm just going to, melt into the couch, like she said. So it's so much less about the way that we look and so much more about what are we doing. And certainly looks, looks do come into play. I think it's part of fierce aging. Quite frankly, yeah, do I want wrinkles all over my face? It's going to happen. And they're there. There's little ones there, unfortunately. I I can see them a lot more than you can on this blurry screen, but I have a lot less maybe than people my age. But then there's other people who have, lovely snatched jawline, and I do not. But I think all we can do is try to stave off some of as much aging as we can if we don't want to be all wrinkly. There's tons and tons of treatments today at home that we can do now. So we have all the technology at home to try to improve our skin texture and how it looks and wrinkles and sort of hold the line of aging as best we can. Yes, of course, is the gold standard still a facelift and everything else? Sure. But most average people can't afford that. And I'm not going to be able to afford that. So I've got to use my different at-home devices. There's all sorts of electronic devices, lasers and red light masks and different things. There's a lot of different at-home treatments and technology that you can use now that will help your skin's texture and the elasticity and the collagen. So we know more than ever now about building collagen, but also we're beginning to get into fascia. And fascia, even all over our body, is what, can control, do we look wrinkly and crepey and sort of like, what is the word that I'm thinking of? I can't think of it, but it's that cottage cheesy look on your legs and stuff. So cellulite. Yes, of course, so many of us have cellulite, but a lot of that sort of look people don't even realize is just fascia that needs to be released. And right now it's just very bound up, and they don't even realize it's not just fat being, trapped under the skin. A lot of it is how their fascia is. So there's a lot more research out now. And I would not say don't go into like Ashley Black's fascia blasting. That has actually ruined a lot of people's skin. There's other researchers and other estheticians and other people who are doing a much more nurturing and calming way of addressing fascia and lifting with, like facial yoga and stuff, for lack of a better term. It's not really yoga. It's just ways of helping the face muscles and helping the fascia all in your face and your head to sort of strengthen, lift, sometimes release. So sometimes it's not even about tightening something or getting something stronger. It's about releasing something that's too tight. So I know I'm going off on a tangent, and probably you're like, I didn't click on this video to learn about fascia. Okay. But my whole point is there's so much information and so many tools out there now for us to either help our physical health. There's so much mental health help out there. So it's sort of like at this point in 2026, we can age fiercely because we have the technology and we have the knowledge. I mean, there's so much health information out there. There's so many supplements. There's so many things that you can do. And I get it. A lot of it costs money. So it depends on where your budget's at and what you can afford. But you have the choice to age fiercely now. You don't have to melt into a chair or a couch, and you don't have to droop and drop, if you don't necessarily want to right away. Again, is going to happen. I'm pretty sure by the time you're 90 years old, the facial tool is only going to work so much, and maybe you'll look like you're 70, which is still awesome. You'll look 20 years younger, but there's only so much that we can do. But the more important thing is, to me, aging fiercely is about aging on your own terms and aging in a way that you can manage and you can handle and that you can enjoy the aging process. And it's not like, oh, I have another wrinkle, this is terrible. Maybe you go, well, maybe there's something I can do about it, and maybe there's not. And maybe I just have to accept that particular wrinkle because there's not really a treatment for it or whatever. Or you take a look at your body and you go, you know what, I'm not as much in shape as I could be. And there's so much sports technology out there and just information about how to, I mean, how to lift weights properly. There's personal trainers we can hire. There's even non-weight exercises now. There's a woman that I follow. I think her name's Jen O'Connor. I think that's her name. And she does all these specific band exercises, and she doesn't even lift weights anymore. And she has actually changed her body tremendously. So there's just so much out there that we can look into. I mean, there's almost endless information on YouTube and just by Googling that you can figure out what is my fierce aging path. But today is the day to celebrate it overall. So celebrate whatever age you're at today and think about where you want to be the next year. What maybe do you want to improve? What maybe have you not felt joy about? So think about what you want to do over the next year until the next National Fierce Aging Day. So again, thank you, Nikol Johnson, for making this an actual registered national holiday in America. And thank you for all the work that you do around this topic, because I think each of us can take the topic and put our own spin on it, because we all look at fierce aging in a different way. So, all right, I will talk to you guys soon.